again, friends, and you are my friends, and good morning to your Sunday, the 25th of October edition of the Talking Non-League Show. This is the non-league show that gives you all the local SIL and Thurlow Nunn action from this weekend just gone. As always, we are, of course, partnered with Best Burger Stone Market, the home of consistently high-quality burgers at great prices as quickly as possible. Find them at the Queen's Head Stone Market. The incredible burgers. I've got some pictures to show you very soon, but before I do that, let me first bring in the man, the myth, the legend that is the Suffolk Hammer.
Hello.
How you doing?
Not too bad yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. The clocks went back, or they went forward. They went in some direction, but either way, because of the modern technology, you ain't got to worry anymore.
That's true.
Like, you just wake up and I do every time wake up and Google what time is it, just to make sure my phone has done the trick. But I think I only own probably one clock in the whole house.
We've had one confused viewer though. Fram Town Chairman Dean got a message this morning saying YouTube says you start at 9:15, but has a clock count till going live, which has 38 minutes to go. You realise the clocks have gone back, and then I got a message 3 minutes later saying I take that back. It's not me remembering the clock's gone back. It's only 8:40 a.m. What an idiot! Yes, you are an idiot, Dean.
Well, that's for you to say, not for me. Anyway, how was your night last night?
Not too bad. Didn't go anywhere. So.
Did you not?
No.
So why on earth were you moaning about getting your teams in early?
Because, well, don't know.
I can justify it if you're going out absolutely, rocking and rolling until 10 p.m.
Well, yeah. But...
I mean, this 10 p.m. curfew is good for me. I am old, so 10 p.m. is like it's getting on in a night out anyway for me normally these days. So come 9:59, I already want to go home. So it's all good for me. It really is. Good morning to all in the chat. I can see you. Thank you ever so much, Nick. Do they come with chips? I'm glad you asked that question because I have been looking at their menu, and I do not believe they come with chips. I believe you have to purchase chips as an extra, but they are competitively priced. Are you a burger man, Thomas?
I don't mind a burger, yeah.
What sort of burger would you, if I took you out to a restaurant? The drinks are on you, obviously. And I said, right, I'll buy you a burger. What burger would you want to be, would you want to be eating?
Either probably a quarter pound or a chicken fillet, probably.
A quarter pound, okay, all right. How about this, right? Are you a meat lover?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a beef burger, a chicken burger, cheese, bacon, and barbecue sauce. They call it the Meat Feast Burger at Best Burger. That sounds quite tasty to me.
Yeah, I could tackle that.
Yeah. £8.95 for a half pound. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Are you a blue cheese fan?
I don't mind blue cheese.
They do a blue cheeseburger. They do all sorts of burger at Best Burger. Honestly, I'm so glad I found it because it is an extraordinary place. I prefer when I have fries these days. I'm a bit posh. I like sweet potato fries, darling.
Yeah, I don't.
Do you know
really.
what I mean? No, you
have the normal. I'd rather have the traditional. I don't mind if they're thick cut or thin cut, but.
Now I'm getting burger requests in the chat. Do they do a pulled pork burger? I have to survey the menu a little bit and get back to you, Daniel. But alas, we have no time because we must get into this weekend's action because there were some good games this weekend, some exciting games. Before we welcome Brett onto the show, White Inside Manager, you've got a few Thurlow Nunn teams, right?
Yeah, I've got to find them quickly.
Yeah, so they're on the screen for you. You've got Galston and you've got Coggleshall. Talk me through why you went for Galston and Coggleshall.
Well, Galston, partly because you've got one or two teams that I wanted anyway. But Galston won yesterday 1-0. They're on a bit of a winning run since they've been on the show. That's 2 weeks now. I know that Achilles let us down yesterday, but we won't mention that again. They beat Stanway Rovers yesterday. They were in 5th. They've played 12 games, won 4, lost 4, and drew 4. So. Galston now on a winning run. They haven't drawn any, but they've now won 4 games, lost 5, -8 goal difference, 12 points. But that's 2 games since they've been on the show. Good result for them. Hopefully, get them up the table, push them up the table. Get on a winning run. Yeah, and see how well they carry on that winning run that is.
Yeah, up to 11th now. Only a couple of points away from the team they played in Stanway, but obviously games in hand. Their next game up for Galston is next weekend, the Saturday 31st. where they play Baldock Town in FA Vars action. So if you're around, I recommend going to see Galston because, as you've alluded to there, they don't draw games, so you're guaranteed to get a 0-0 because I've recommended you gone. Coggleshall, Seg.
Yeah, they beat Athletic Newham, who's sitting 5th as well. You know, they've only lost one; it's their first loss. So for Coggleshall to get a win there, that's their second win of the season. They've drawn 2 and lost 3. They're also sitting 11th. I like the 11s this week. So yeah, another good result for them. Perhaps push them up the table. Perhaps start a winning run over as well. See who they've got next week.
I'll tell you who they've got next week. They have got FA Vars action against #United.
Oh, okay.
Do you think Ollie Birds will be trotting out for that one?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, he's got no gigs to go to at the moment, as he say.
No, that's true. Obviously, a good result as you alluded to there for Coggleshall. Up to 11th now, 8 points from 7. They're a little bit different to Galston in the way that they do draw games. They've drawn 2 at their opening 7. So you know, but it's still early days. And
I've also got
go on.
As you know, I love Ram. Dean messaged me yesterday as well. So he said, we lost 2 points today after going 3-1 up. Reserve drew 4-4 and the A's won 5-1. So not a bad day for the Castlemen.
Yeah, 3-3 result.
Sounds like they lost 2 points though. So.
Well, it was 3-3, and sadly, a little bugbear of mine, Thomas, is the websites for the local football, because like as we discussed yesterday in the WhatsApp group, I had one team and then the other team and then back to one team, and that was obviously SIL. I know, not Thurlow Nunn, but how many? It's all too often that you look at it and it's wrong, and then you know when you're doing a show like this and you're obviously putting out teams that you want to talk about.
Yeah,
I had Cranes and Achilles, then back to Cranes, then back to Achilles. And do you know what? I ain't got a clue who I've got now. So whatever the graphic says, I'll just go with it. If they got beat 3-0, I'll just roll with it and I'll just roll with it. Just
moan at them. My message didn't work properly, I guess.
Well, no. So we've got Brett Munyard on the show this morning, joining us very soon. White Inside Manager, they're now in second, played 18 points, a 2-1 victory yesterday over Brentford. So a nice way to set himself up coming on the show. Before I welcome him on, I'm just going to quickly run through 2 of my Oh no, that is my SIL teams.
You have got Achilles on there then.
I have got Achilles on there. Yes. Yes. Woodbridge Town and Long Melford. Woodbridge Town, both teams did really well yesterday. First and foremost, Woodbridge Town now in 17th, played 5 points. They managed to grab a win over Kirkley and Pakefield, Seg. And I've got Woodbridge because I've been so zealous in my praise for Kirkley and Pakefield over recent weeks that if you beat Kirkley and Pakefield, I think I said 3 weeks ago, if you beat Kirkley and Pakefield, you'll find yourself on this list because they're a good side. And, you know, at home, 2-0, and that's their first win. So, you know, hats off to them. And Long Melford, friends of the show, sadly they beat our other friends, Thetford, in the battle of the bottom 3, if you like. But a 2-0 away win is no easy feat at this level, or any level, really. But certainly one when again, it's their first win. So 2 teams on this list where it's their first win. And now they'll be really looking forward to the next round of fixtures and trying to get some momentum. Woodbridge have got Swaffham and then Whitton and then Long Melford. So, you know, Swaffham are no easy pushovers and neither are Whitton. But Whitton are sitting just above Woodbridge in 16th. And Swaffham are sitting in 13th. So 2 games they'll be looking at and thinking, yeah, we can get some results here. We can get some momentum. Long Melford obviously have got Hadley United and Stowmarket. Yeah, Hadley are sitting in 9th, Stowmarket in 8th. Stowmarket obviously like the Man United of Thurlow Nunn Premier, if you like. Everyone wants to beat them. Everyone wants to take them on, so that'll be a tricky game.
I didn't see the final. Sorry, I didn't see the final score until yesterday evening, but I heard that at half time listening to Brenner, Stowmarket were losing 2-1. I thought, whoa, yeah, is this the day that they've just beaten the record and all of a sudden they're going to lose? But
as you know, Mildenhall were on my list.
I know, yeah, I saw that.
Until I was uploading the graphics and I thought, do you know what? Stowmarket are such a plucky team that they don't quit. I better just check the result, because it wouldn't surprise me to find that they'd come back to win, let alone equalise. But they did, and so I'm glad I checked it. But a big shout out to Millwall. Right, Seg, over to you. Thomas meets Brett Munyard. Should we welcome him in?
Yeah, it's White Ensign manager Brett Munyard.
Brilliant. Here he comes. Morning, Brett.
Morning.
Morning. I can't see you. There we go. That's better.
Ryan, yeah.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you.
Good.
So, just before we start, I do this to everyone I meet. Just give a brief history about yourself in non-league, please, for us.
Well, I've been at White Ensign manager now. This is my 5th season. It's the only club that I've managed. I took over when I was 23. We started in the Olympia League, which is Step 7.
Yeah.
And then when the Step 6 League come about, we decided that we would try and get promoted, and we did. So we've been in the Thurlow Nunn for this is the 3rd year in that now. Finished 4th in our first year, and qualified for the FA Cup for the first time in the club's history, which was probably above expectation.
Yeah.
And then last year, unfortunately, we were top with 9 games left, and it obviously got voided. And then this year we're on schedule to hopefully do the same. So yeah, I've not really been. Well, I've been manager for 5 years, which I suppose is quite a long time, but my background is just with White Ensign.
Yeah, so fair enough. Yeah, I was going to ask about last season actually. How was that for you? And obviously, it was null and void when you were 55 points top of the league. That must have been frustrating for you and the club.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I have to say, it was difficult to take. I think you take comfort out of the fact that there's a lot of other teams who are obviously in similar positions. I think we were 16 points clear of promotion with 9 games left. So yeah, it was tough. It was tough, but you have to get on with it. And we've just managed to. We started, even though we've been winning games, we have started the season quite slow, and I've almost felt that there's been a bit of a hangover. But I think over the last couple of weeks, we've just slowly got over it, if you like. So we're now fully focused on trying and replicate it. So yes, hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what's going to happen at the moment? I mean, it's getting bad again, but we'll see. But how did you find pre-season, making new signings and preparing for the new season with all of the COVID implications you had to put in place?
Yeah, it was obviously very strange. We decided to go back to, well, not really pre-season. We've done like a pre-season, with the new rules of, the rules of 6 and stuff like that. And people were locked away for 2-3 months. So we went back quite early, and it was very strange. We only, I think we only signed 2 players over the summer. We were quite happy with the squad. We was more happy that we managed to keep hold of our players, and keep in the same squad from the year before. We signed 2 players who, have been really, really good. We have signed a goalkeeper recently, so that takes it up to 3. We signed 4 players. 2, the goalkeeper and 1 other. But yeah, it was very strange. Again, you just sort of take comfort out of the fact that everyone's in the same position. You can't moan because it's everyone. So
yeah,
it is what it is. You learn from it, and hopefully we don't have to be in a position where it's like that again. But yeah, we're all just glad to be back playing football at the end of the day. But pre-season was very, very long. It just seemed to go on forever, especially when there was no start date for the league for a long time. It sort of just sprung on us that it was going to start in a couple of weeks. And then we had the disappointment that we didn't qualify for the FA Cup, which was fine. It was actually I wasn't too bothered because I felt last year the FA Cup was a massive distraction from our league form. And at the start of the season, we'd done quite well in the FA Cup, and it just seemed to me that we always had one eye on the FA Cup. That's the game with all the lights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for the club, it was a massive blow because I think we got £6,000 last year from FA trophy, from the FA Vars and the FA Cup. To lose potentially 3 or 4 grand from the FA Cup, it is a big blow. But again, there's other clubs in the same situation. There's not a lot you can do about it. So
no.
But yeah, it was difficult.
Why didn't you qualify? I
They decided to just draw it out of a hat.
Oh, okay.
So
Bit random.
The year before it was the top 4, and I assumed it would be the same again, even though the season was void, or they'd maybe even just reinstate the 4 from last year. But they decided to just draw it out of a hat. I think the team who were 15th managed to get in. It was very bizarre.
Okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, nothing you can do about it, I guess, if that's what they decided. Whether it's right or wrong. I mean, you touched on this season already, but what are your thoughts on this season as a whole? I mean, you now sit joint top with 1 game in hand on Little Oakley.
Yeah, it's this. I think the standard in our league has got better this year. I think there was a fear in the summer that I thought that everyone in our league would probably get poached and go higher. It seemed that everything was sort of filtering down from a higher level, especially with budgets being cut. So teams above might have had a smaller budget, so therefore they can come and sort of pluck players from our league and so on and so on. But it actually looks like it's been reversed. I think the standard of teams that we've played have been better. Everyone that we've played so far this season have been better than what they were last year. We've played 7, won 6, and lost 1. And I've got to be honest, we haven't really played that well. Yesterday, for example, we were really, really poor. Very, very lucky to win. We were very good against Witten in the Vars last week. But it seems to be everyone, I've been to watch a few games and I speak to a few managers in the league, and everyone seems to be having the same sort of issues. The league is so even, you couldn't tell who's gonna win it, who's gonna get in the top 4. And it's last year, I think it was everyone from about 6 or 7, and this year I think there's like 11 or 12 who really could get into the top 4. So it's quite fascinating. So it's going to be a very interesting league this year.
Why do you think that is then? Do you think it's because they've had a longer pre-season, they've had more time to bring people in? And
yeah, it is strange. I just feel that maybe, I know it sounds quite bizarre, but I know there's a few teams, I spoke to a few managers, that there were a lot of players who obviously had a long time not playing over the summer, who may have not played before, and they were saying a lot of people who had been not playing for a couple of years have now decided to get back into football, or who should be playing at a higher standard. I mean, I use Wormley, for example. We played Wormley Rovers last year. We beat them. We only played them once, but we beat them 7-0, I think. And then this year we played them 3rd game in, and they beat us 3-1. And the improvement was unbelievable. And they've had a bit of an up and down. They've lost a couple of games now already as well. But I just feel that everyone's confident. Everyone's seen it as a second opportunity. The top 4, with 4 going up, a lot of clubs who can financially, throw some money at it will, because obviously, it's a great opportunity. We don't know if that opportunity will be here next year. So yeah, I think it's going to be wide open. I think it's going to go all the way to the wire. Really, I think there's only maybe 2 or 3 teams who can win the league, but I think there's 11 or 12 who could get promoted.
yeah.
It's fun. It's really good.
Do you think then, because you were top last season, teams prepare for you more?
100%. I think
Yeah.
Everyone seems to raise their game when we play against us. We're not the only ones. I think Little Oakley and Athletic Newham as well are teams that I think when they play, they want to get one over on them. That's just part of being one of the better sides. I think we may not have won the league last year. Newham actually had 2 points. We were 2 points ahead of Newham, but they had a game in hand, I think. So they would have felt that they probably would have won. They could have won the league as well. But yeah, when you're at the top, you're there to be shot at.
Yeah.
And yeah, everyone wants to beat the best teams. When we was in the Vars last week, we went to Witten, who are obviously a division above, and we had that mentality. And look where it got us. So we got quite used to it last year because we were top for a long time. I think we were top from about Christmas onwards. So there was a good few months where we were the team to beat, and this year doesn't look like it's going to be any different. So I wouldn't have it any other way, to be fair.
No, yeah, it's more
I'd rather
challenging.
beat that team. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You've touched on it. I was going to ask you about Witten. Obviously, 10 men down. and still managed to get through and into the next round.
Yeah, it was a strange day because we started the game really poorly. First 15 minutes, our keepers made 2 or 3 really good saves to keep us in it, and then we get a man sent off, which was a little bit. The guy's never had a yellow card or a red card in his career, and he's got a straight red, and it was. I don't think it was. I thought it was very harsh, but it was, and it completely changed the game in our favour. It was. I was fearing the worst, and literally, as soon as he got sent off, we really took control, and we 2-1 flattered them a little bit. To be honest, we went 2-0 up, and we were really, really comfortable. And it was only they scored in like the 90th minute for 2-1. It was a little bit nervy for a couple of minutes, but overall, it was our best performance of the season. And we was over the moon because they were a good side. Obviously, being a division above, and you're travelling out to Ipswich. I think it took an hour and a half to get there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was really, really pleased. It was a game that I think not many people thought we were going to win, apart from people at the club felt that we could. I watched the highlights of them versus Saffron Walden in the game before, which they won on penalties. And we've got quite a good relationship with Saffron Walden, so we had a good idea about them. Whereas I think when teams play us, we're a small club as much as we've done well in the Thurlow Nunn. We've not been around for a long time, so unless you can get some highlights up on YouTube or whatever, it's unlikely Witten are going to come down to Essex to watch us play. If they've got the opportunity, then maybe. It's the same situation. We've got Norwich City, obviously, on Norwich United on Saturday, and it's going to be impossible for us to go and watch them, obviously, before. Although that's going to be a complete different kettle of fish to what we played last week at Witten.
Yeah,
So,
that's in the Vars,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So good luck on that one.
Yeah, we might need it.
Obviously, yesterday you beat Brentford. Sorry, you touched on that earlier as well. What were your thoughts on that overall?
Absolutely ecstatic with the result. Brentford are going to be one of the teams who are in the promotion hunt for sure. I think they were second at the time. You probably might not know this, but there is a rivalry between the two clubs. We were both in the Olympian League together.
All right.
We signed a couple of their players in the summer, which added to the rivalry, if you like. I even used to play for Brentford myself and played for their current manager. And they hadn't lost at home they've just moved back to their new ground, and they hadn't lost at home before yesterday. And to top it off, we were really, really poor. We started the game amazingly. We were 1-0 up after 30 seconds. We then hit the post. We then missed a 1-on-1. And it felt for about 10-15 minutes that we were going to run riot, to be honest. And then we just stopped. And to be honest, I think if anyone deserved to win, it was Brentford. But we got a little bit of luck right at the end, just a straight goal kick. Defenders mistimed it. We've gone through 1-on-1 and we've nicked it at the end. And I have said this, unfortunately, I've said it a few times. If anyone deserves a little bit of luck after obviously what happened last season, it's us. So if you can't be good, get lucky. So,
but sometimes you need that to. That's what happens to us. That's what happens.
Yeah,
for
unfortunately
teams to
for
get promoted,
us,
isn't it? So
yeah. Well, I say unfortunately, it seems to have been like that near enough every single week. We haven't played. There's been games that we've deserved to win and we've won, but I have to be honest. I don't think we've been anywhere near the standard that we were towards the end of last season, and we do need to get going. We've got another game Wednesday, and then if we turn up how we did yesterday on Saturday against Norwich, we're going to find ourselves in an embarrassing situation. So we have got to get going, but I can't ask for much more in terms of the results. We're joint top with a game in hand, and we've played some good sides in that as well. Sides that are going to be Burnham Ramblers, for example. We've played twice and took 6 points off of them, and they've gone and beat Little Oakley. They've drew with Athletic Newham. They beat Man Baker, who are another contender, yesterday. So we've beat some good sides in that. We beat Wivenhoe, who are on absolute fire at the moment. So yeah, I can't really ask for much more, but our level of performances haven't been where they need to be. But it's got to change at some point, and hopefully it's going to be Wednesday.
Yeah, but surely though you're going to Norwich next week. The table's on the other foot. Really, it's you who are the underdogs all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, we it's a free hit for us.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different from the Witten game because I was actually really confident about the Witten game. I actually, as much as there have been a lot of people who didn't make us favourites because of obviously there's a league difference. I was very confident. The boys were very confident that we could do a job. It is slightly different this Saturday. We have had the experience because last year we played Wroxham.
Right.
At I think it was the round later than this one in the Vars, who were a brilliant side. They beat us 5-2, and we done really well. We gave them a game. We were in the game for a long period of time. They've got some great players. Grant Holt scored a hat-trick against us. So we've got the experience of it. Norwich have seemed to have come out of nowhere because last year it was Stowmarket and Wroxham at the top. So we don't really know too much about Norwich, but we're just going to go there and enjoy it. And it's a free hit, and it's important for us that we do ourselves justice and we play well. And if we're at our maximum and we get a little bit of luck on the day, who knows? But we'll go there and try and cause an upset. But we're under no illusion. We know we're massive underdogs, and we know how difficult it's going to be. I don't think they've even lost the game yet, and they won 3-0 yesterday against Hadley. They drew with Stowmarket a few weeks back. So yeah, it's going to be difficult, but it's the FA Vars. It's not going to be
anything
easy.
Can happen. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It's not going to be easy. It's not meant to be easy. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
I say good luck. And last question: where do you see yourself as a manager in the future? What are your ambitions?
I would like to manage or coach at the highest possible level. I'm very happy at Ensign. Obviously, prior this year, I've also been playing player manager. This year, I've took a bit of a back step from playing to concentrate more on the managing side of things. For me, I'm in no rush. There's been opportunities to go, a step higher or even 2 step higher that we've decided that it's not the right time. We're happy with what's going on at Ensign. I've got a great group of players, great club, who feel that we can get to step 5. And then once we get to step 5, we'll analyse and, go again. But personally, it's I want to go through the leagues and go as high as possible. But at the moment, I'd like to go as high as possible with White Ensign first, and see where we end up. But yeah, I'm very ambitious. It's what I want to do with my life. I'm still relatively young, well, very young for a manager. But yeah, I want to go as high as I possibly can.
Well, you're still young, so you've got time on your side. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And obviously, you're playing football today, aren't you? Didn't you say when I messaged you?
Yeah, it's actually just been called off.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just been called off, which has done me a bit of a favour because of where I haven't played in a while. For some reason, it seems like I've pulled my calf in bed last night. I woke up and it's absolutely rock solid, which is an absolute nightmare. I did play 10 minutes yesterday, and I'm blaming that. But yeah, I don't actually know if I could have played today. I'm very rarely injured, so I don't know what's gone on there. But I haven't played on a Saturday level for about 6 weeks. So, and I haven't played on a Sunday for a couple of weeks. But yeah, it's not good. Not good at all.
Hopefully it gets better soon. Anyway, thank you for coming on. It's been great chatting to you.
No problems at all.
Good luck Wednesday, and good luck in the Vars next Saturday. I'll keep my eyes on that.
Thank you very much. Really enjoyed it.
That's no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great chatting to you.
Mate.
See you later. So, there you go.
There we go. How you doing?
Not too bad, yourself?
I'm riveted. That was a really good chat.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Really good chat. I really enjoyed that. I was sitting here drinking me coffee, and I was thinking, this is really good. This is really good. Really enjoyed that. So, it's the guests, my friend. It's the guests. There's the quality of the guests. But I'm really looking forward to keeping my eyes on their fixtures coming up now.
Yeah.
because it's good to sort of personalise clubs, isn't it? You know, we can look at sometimes, especially in this role, we can look at clubs on bits of paper and fixtures and results, and they're not quite sort of personal. They're not quite, you know, you don't quite see a club if you like, if you know what I mean. Whereas like when you have guys on the club like White Ensign, Thetford, you know, Mildenhall, Long Melford, you start to really care about the people at the club and look for their results and whatnot. But obviously we're now going to move ourselves on to the SIL part of the show. We've picked out a couple of clubs for SIL, and of course we are joined by our SIL expert, if you like. He is a man currently in a van. Where are you off to, Dan?
I'm just sitting outside goals, waiting to do a bit of training.
Bit of training. Why are you training on a Sunday morning for? Is that your veteran side?
Yeah, it's the veteran side. Yeah. We were that bad last Sunday. We left to train.
So is it? Yeah. Well, so how did it go last Sunday?
Well, we lost 5-1, but the team that we played had a player that was eligible for the game. So, yeah. And he scored a hat trick as well.
Okay, yeah, that's good. So, training. How long will training last today? An hour?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a bit wet out here today.
It's only a bit of water, mate.
I know. But, as I said, the title's vets. We don't run around in rain. We're normally up. No. We're normally feet up. You know, just chilling out on a Sunday, watching Formula One.
My playing style was not running full stop.
Yeah.
Do you know, in my prime, before my prime, after my prime, it doesn't really matter. But talk to us about your weekend so far, Dan, because obviously you're manager of Claydon FCA, for those that don't know. They should by now, really. But you're manager of Claydon FCA. You had a big derby game yesterday. I hear there was away fans, pyros in the stands, you know. There was police riot shield. No, that was not joking. I'm only joking.
Well, to be fair, you weren't far off that, to be fair.
Talk to us. How did it go? Big derby.
So we won 2-1 yesterday, which is again a good result for us, especially with the noisy neighbours.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we went 1-0 up, and then we conceded from a set piece again, and we went 2-1 up before half time. We also missed a penalty as well. So
you could have been dominant then.
Yeah, we should have put a lot more away. Obviously, need them a half decent team, but they're not Claydon, unfortunately.
Well, this is it. So you say you considered from a set piece again.
Yeah.
Is that a running theme for you guys?
Yeah, it just seems to be that sort of thing at the moment. Just seems to be where we're not like switched on quick enough, or we've not managed to mark our man close enough. We just let them go. We did have things set up yesterday to stop that, but obviously one slipped away and they scored from it. But I mean, that was all they had really. They didn't have anything else. I don't think really that our goalkeeper had anything other than that to pick out of his net. So.
Are you a zonal marking guy or a man marker?
I'm normally man marker.
Normally. So did you do some zonal yesterday?
No, we didn't do zonal, but sometimes we mix it up. I mean, you know, you have to change it up now, especially when I've come onto the Sunday morning SIL show. You can't give too much away.
Well, this is it. Yeah, this is it. So are you going to be working on set pieces in training?
More
notably defending?
We have to do it. I mean, we you know, we're on -1 goal in the league, and we're sitting 5th. I mean, you look at Grunsborough; they're sitting top of the league with a goal difference of +27.
Yeah.
So you know, if you want to start competing, you need to start you know, getting things right, because we need to be in the positive. If we're sitting 5th in the league, we need to be showing a positive goal difference, and we should be. To be fair, we've had many chances to score for the last couple of weeks, but we just obviously failed to do. So
yeah. Cut the mental errors out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got I think I still got it in the shed. You know, when I was a manager, I got something that was basically it was pulley ropes, and they're velcroed together for set piece training. And obviously the aim of the game is one of you's got to try and break it, and the other one's got to try and make sure it doesn't get broken. And it's a good way of, you know, pinpointing who isn't particularly strong, if you didn't know already. At it, and obviously it creates a movement. But I don't think I've still got it, but there we go. So good weekend in terms of result, good weekend in terms of performance, maybe, some things to work on, but that's football. There's always things to work on, even in victory. And as always, we asked you to pick out a couple of the teams. We'll run through your teams first, and then we'll let you get on to training, because I know you're eager to get going. I know you're eager to get onto that pitch today.
Just making up the numbers.
Next time we need more notice.
Yeah, well, obviously, after last night's antics, finishing at Disaronno, the whole bottle.
Mate!
What, playing Roxanne?
Yeah.
Roxanne!
Have you ever played that game?
No.
It's
Talk to
such
me about
a
how you
good
play
game.
Roxanne then. Come on.
So-
you were in the
so-
WhatsApp
so-
last night saying, ever played Roxanne? No.
You obviously have to have a full glass of drink. And every time the Roxanne's been sung in the song, you have to take a sip of drink.
Does it depend how long he sings it for? Do you have to keep going until he stops?
Every time it says Roxanne, you have to drink a bit. So as soon as it's
It
Roxanne,
doesn't depend how long, because he
No.
does it differently. No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That make it even more fun.
But is it a finger or is it...
It's up to you. It's up to you. As long as you take a drink, yeah. I mean, there's a part where it just literally says Roxanne about 5-6 times. So
Roxanne.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's good. Honestly, it's a good little game to play. And
Not for a
regret it
lightweight like
afterwards.
me, it ain't.
Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be all
I
right.
promise you. I'd be absolutely on the floor by the second verse. I told you last night. So,
Yeah.
Dan, you've got Grunsborough and Brantford Road Old Boys. Talk to me about why Grunsborough and Brantford Road Old Boys were on your list.
Grunsborough got a good result yesterday. Surprisingly, obviously, because Grunsborough haven't had the best of start to the season, but to get a result like that yesterday was incredible. Obviously, it's just the leagues at the moment is just so weird. There's so many teams that obviously for a couple of weeks won't do as good, but then and then it just changes again. Obviously, Gruns was one of them because Grunsborough were on a poor run, and then they pulled that one out of the bag yesterday. So I think they deserve to win yesterday by the sounds of it. But yeah, it's good to see, and again, it makes the leagues a lot more competitive again. So.
And for those that don't know, there was a 2-1 victory over Tattingstone. Lifts Grunsborough to 9th, played for 4 points. Tattingstone, obviously, have only lost 2 games all season, and one of those defeats was yesterday. So you've had Tattingstone on your list previously because you've been singing their praises. So it's not a surprise to see Grunsborough.
No.
Is this the sort of result that can springboard a season?
Yeah, you have to. I mean, Tattingstone again is still going to be up there this season. To take points off Tattingstone again, you have to give them so much credit because obviously it's Tattingstone. Many people are talking about them to go up to the senior, and to take points away from them is an extra bonus. But I don't think on the reverse fixture that Tattingstone will take them lightly. To be fair,
no. And obviously next week is Wickham Market away.
Massive game.
Yeah, it's huge because Wickham Market haven't lost a game yet. So a good confidence boost for Grunsborough. And Brantford Road Old Boys, talk to me about them.
Well, I mean, AFC Your Shirts have been on a run just lately. And then all of a sudden, Brantford Old Boys have come in and won 2 games on the trot. Again, AFC Your Shirts are the team to talk about this season. And for Brantford to obviously pinch points away from home is a great result for them boys. Obviously, everyone that obviously watches Kitchener on a Sunday has an involvement with Brantford Old Boys because a lot of them players play for them, and for them to get a result yesterday was great. So they've got some good players, and I'm surprised that they've obviously had a poor start, but they've obviously picked up the last couple of results, which is good.
Sounds a really interesting game because it was 3-1 at half time, finished 4-3 in the end to Brantford Road Old Boys, as we know.
Yeah.
So, AFC Your Shirts battled to the very end. They had a man sent off in the 91st minute, Daniel Wade, according to the SIL website, this is. So it sounds, 7 goals, a man sent off. Sounds like a tasty game, that.
Definitely.
Free to get in, obviously, as well. So Brantford now in second, 11 points. AFC Your Shirts fall to 4th on 9. Interesting Division 2.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to remember both Division 1 and 2 are going to be interesting now.
Yeah.
The results are like all over the place at the moment. Top losing to middle and, bottom winning against top. It's going to be fingers crossed that we finish the season because I think there'll be a lot of surprises that come end of the season with the teams that are in around the league, to be fair.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. Seg, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
Wolverhampton are unbeaten in that division.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah,
We've
yeah.
still got an unbeaten side in there because everyone else is sort of lost one or two. It's all tight, but Wolverhampton played 4, won 4. Are they playing? They're playing next week. They are playing. Ooh, I can't see them. Oh, this are Cockfield United. They're playing who are sitting in third. So that's a big clash in that division next week.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be massive.
Huge.
Massive game for both of them. But Wolverhampton again. Wolverhampton have been around for quite a long while, and they've been a team that have kept quiet. I mean, they've just done their business, week in, week out. So I mean, you've got to give respect to Wolverhampton for what they're doing in the league. So yeah, it's always good to see that these teams keep quiet and just go about their business. So which is good.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we drop down to Division 4 for a second, just because we know you've got a friend of the show in Division 4.
Yeah.
I don't think they played this weekend, though.
No, they didn't play, but obviously Stonham done them a favour yesterday.
They did, yes. Stonham beating Coddenham 3-1. Coddenham said, well, that's their first defeat,
Yeah. That was the one I picked out for the one of the games of the week as well, because I knew it'd be and Brantford had Old Boys as well.
So Coddenham now sit in first place, played 5-10 points, 1-3. Stonham after that win up to second, 7 points.
Yeah.
And then you've got Kesgrave and Debenham both in third and fourth in 6. So early days, but tight division that.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many teams in that division as it is.
10.
Unfortunately, teams pulling out, which is a shame. You'd hate to see that because you want teams playing week in, week out. But yeah, it's going to be. I mean, for me, I hope that Sean takes his Debenham and gets them promoted because it's a great setup to see. First team for Debenham and then down to Sean in the reserves. So
yeah,
you want them teams to do well. And hopefully they'll, carry it on. But that's a tasty of your league as well. I mean, all the leagues are tasty at the moment. I mean, you look at all the from senior all the way down to Division 4, intermediate leagues. They're all so close. You can't really pick. I mean, the only team that I could probably say running away with at the moment are Grunsbury in our league.
Yeah,
they've won every single game. They beat Wickham Market yesterday. So, that says they're a force to be reckoned with. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And talking about tight divisions, if we just jump to Division 3 very quickly, big shout out to Aldeburgh Town who got their first point of the season, 2-2 at home to Hope Church. They now have played 7-1 point. So, big result for them. Maybe they can get going now, who knows. But that division, your top 3 teams, Bardwell, Brantford and Whitnesham Wasps, points 16, 15, 15. I mean, that's tight. It really is. So, Seg, Hammer, up to you now, my friend. What have you got for us today?
I was also going to mention Aldeburgh because it's their first point of the season, but you beat me to it. But I went for Claydon. I'm not trying to be a creep or anything, but they beat Westerfield 6-0 yesterday. Big result for them. They puts them top of the league, and got a feel for Potts really. Yeah, he spoke to Graham Mack on Thursday. I don't know why he did that. Really.
Is it going to his head, Potsy? Is it all going to his head? Because radio appearances on a Thursday, getting smashed on a Saturday. Potsy, come on the show, talk to us.
You've got to remember as well. Obviously, Claydon didn't get the result last Saturday, and obviously, from what I heard, things were said at half time and obviously full time that obviously the boys need to obviously fix up, and obviously unfortunately for Westerfield it was them yesterday. You don't someone like Potsy probably didn't deserve that, but I mean Claydon needed to win, and in training obviously the training was intense on Tuesday night, so Kenny had them ramped up. I'm not saying it's because I'm Claydon, but you have to take teams apart sometimes, and last week wasn't one, and then yesterday it was 6-0. So I mean, congratulations to them sitting top of the league as well in the senior.
Yeah.
So
big statement win for Claydon, that, isn't it?
Yeah, massive.
But
massive.
I do agree with you about Potsy didn't deserve it, and you know what, Potsy and Westerfield, it's not the result they wanted, but they can still hold their heads up high in terms of their start. Played 6, won 4 points. for the opening 6 games compared to 5 points compared to last season. Chalk and cheese, really. So
And they still haven't been bottom since they come on the show.
Well, exactly. And as Dan, you just said there about Claydon's reaction, Potsy and Westerveld, now they've got to have their own reaction, haven't they? And they've got to come back and, and dust themselves down and go again. They've got a game, obviously, next week away at Leiston St Margaret's, who are sitting in 16th, and which leads us nicely on to Seg, your second team.
Yeah, I chose Leiston St Margaret's yesterday as well because that was their first win of the season. They've been sitting bottom until now. So beat Capel Plough 3-2 away from home. So sounds like a decent game there, and it's their first win. So it's going to be difficult for Westerfield next week now if Leiston St Margaret's can start picking up a run of form.
Yeah, absolutely. So Westerfield, fresh off that 6-0 hammering, looking for retribution. Favourite word of Dan's that, Tom. Retribution.
Redemption.
Redemption. Sorry, redemption, you're right. And then Leiston also fresh off a victory. So taking shape in the old senior, but Claydon lead the way. So mine. Right, which graphic do I pull up? Because quite frankly, this result, it went backwards and forwards, and it's now got Crane Sports as winning 3-0. So I'm going to go for the just in case Crane Sports. Dan, is that correct? Did Crane
mate, yeah.
It is.
3-0,
It went Crane, then Achilles, then Crane, and it's gone backwards and forwards all night. Right, so, okay.
3-0,
Crane Sports, 3-0 over Achilles yesterday to leave Achilles sadly sitting in last place. But a good win for Crane up to 11th, their second win of the season. It was billed as an interesting game, Dan, because of obviously the two teams is relatively low league position. Crane didn't just edge it doesn't look like. They kind of blew the doors off.
Yeah, I mean they pulled off a couple of good signings as well, haven't they? So Luke Hilliard obviously is a great player. I mean to capture him is a great signing. Obviously Felixdale Walton last season, I know he obviously didn't want to play football and finished. I think he knew that the COVID was coming, so that's why he stopped. So but to have him and to replace him, obviously with Tion playing Ipswich Wanderers, it's a great signing for them. Just depending on how fit he is. I know he's quite fit as a person, but match fitness is obviously. But when he does get match fit, I think he'll be a right force to be dealt with. He's a strong lad. So
he's an incredible signing for me.
Yeah.
I think, and there'll be a team that should be on the rise now with that sort of player. But yeah, as you've said, some key signings all over really. So my second team, just to run up today's show, is Trimley Red Devils. To no surprise to absolutely anybody on this show, I'm sure. But a 4-1 victory yesterday over Hawley United. Hawley aren't mugs. They're a good side, Hawley. So anytime you can beat a good team 4-1, it shows dominance. And Trimley last season, disappointing. Didn't have the season they would have wanted. But this year, they had a great start, on fire. Then they've cooled. Is this the second sort of coming, if you like, the second win? Because 4-1's 4-1, right?
I think they had a player sent off yesterday as well, didn't they?
They did. Yes, they did. And if you go by their Twitter account, they weren't too pleased with some of the decisions. But the 4-1 win's a 4-1 win. I can't overstate that enough. Anytime you can beat any team with that sort of dominance, it's a good win, and it lifts them up to third. A couple of points behind your boys who are top, Dan. Up next for Trimley is... where are we? There we are. Can't find out. There we go. Houseworth. Big game.
That'd be a massive game,
yeah. Yeah, that'd be huge. That would be really huge. Because more so for you. Because you're hoping in a way that both teams lose, which is obviously impossible. But a draw would do Claydon really good.
Yeah, but surely Halesworth would be better off losing because they've got a game in hand on Claydon, haven't they? So, whereas Trimley Red Devils have played more.
Yes, they have. Halesworth have played 6. Trimley have played 8. So, Dan, what do you want from a Claydon perspective? What would you like
for the season?
No, for that game.
Ideally a draw. I mean, Claydon doesn't have a game next week, so they've got no game next week. So you'd want a draw really, because obviously, Halesworth have got obviously a game in hand, but we're not sure who that game in hand is against. So it could be a tough team. So with the winter coming in now, obviously things will start changing, and players will start feeling the cold, and the results will change. So it's gonna be good. I mean, I think the fixture will be Claydon versus Halesworth. That'll be the fixture that everyone needs to look out for. I think that's going to be the massive one.
To be fair, though, Trimley's game against Halbert is not until the 21st of November.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with the fixture list here. I don't know why there's suddenly a big break.
Well, they've obviously just to make sure that obviously there's COVID. They didn't want to put too many fixtures out and have to stop it. So I think at the moment our fixtures run up quite high until November. So I don't know what's happened with the senior. I mean, they're in cup matches. I think it's cups next week. So
senior cup, it says.
Yeah. So
Trimley can't be in the senior cup.
No, it should be
because I haven't got any.
Halesworth have got Bourne Vale on the 7th. Claydon have got Bilderson Rangers.
Yeah.
Trimley haven't got a game. No game.
No, I don't think so.
But so maybe one will be rearranged. Maybe they'll move a few fixtures around. That'd be the most sensible thing to do with COVID lurking around. As Alistair said 2 weeks ago, get games played, because games played, can't be taken away from you, and we don't know where we're going to be. But there we go. So we're done. 50 minutes in, Sunday morning. I'm off for a coffee. I'm off for a sit down or a lie down before Rob gets here for the championship, if Rob gets here. And so we're back Wednesday, 9 p.m.
Yep.
Any other house duties before we go, Seg?
Not that I can think of, no.
Lovely.
We'll notice next time, Dan, when you're training.
Yeah, all right, mate.
Don't tell us about 8:30 in the morning.
Good luck, Dan. Have a good morning.
But the question is, I'm always here. I'm always. Yeah.
He's here. Look, I see hashtag. He's always here. He's not. He's not in Isaac's having a fry up.
Hey, I'd have been here if it was 9:15 that day.
Yeah, fair play. Anyway, we're done. We're dusted. With love, with care, from me to you to Dan. Take care of yourselves.
Cheers,
Enjoy your
boys.
morning, and we'll see you on Wednesday, 9 p.m. All the best.
Bye.
Yeah.